The following is rated F for fairness. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Welcome to the O'Neill Show.
So I've been told multiple times, O'Neill, you are a hater. Nope, not a hater. I'm just here to basically bring light to things that basically people want to be kept in the dark. Dave is simping. Dave needs to wait. Wait until Amber gets divorced. Okay? Well, you know what? Have her accept the 196 and then do all of this. Put a contract in place that, hey, you know what? I'm going to have you accept the 196. Let me put a contract to say I have to do this to perform to the contract. If I don't perform, then I give you this. That's what Dave needs to do. If he's trying to do something this hard for Amber, that's what he should be doing. Doing this during divorce is crazy.
I love it. This exceeded my expectations, honestly. So,
I think we'll make it happen then.
yes, let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
One thing I did, I think creative juice. I think I got a plan to get Amber's name on the deed faster.
Okay.
Get Amber's name on the deed faster is crazy. If you don't think this is simping, but again, of course, you know, women love when a man basically just goes out of his way and bend over backwards. She loves when a man does things that are way out because according to them, it's a whole Romeo and Juliet moment. But the moment Dave becomes useless, meaning, you know, he's worth nothing, just like Anthony's right now, where he's worth nothing to y'all, basically. So, you know, he will be looked at the same way that Anthony's looked at the moment he becomes of no worth, or that he basically does something that y'all don't like. That's exactly what's going to happen to him. But proceed.
What's that?
Why not just get it cash? Buy the house cash. That would expedite everything, right?
So you're still on this. You're gonna figure out a way.
Yeah.
See, I don't mind Dave doing the hosting and saying he wants to get Amber involved. I don't mind that. It is the mere fact that Dave is basically risking himself while the woman is going through a divorce, but he's supposed to be a businessman. And doesn't it look very similar? You don't say Anthony? Only difference is that he's black and he's wearing a glasses. That's the only thing that's different with Dave. But all right.
So I still want the element of surprise. So buy cash, put Amber's name on the deed, have the home. Once I have the house, go to the bank, take a loan against the house, get some of that cash back so I can have some of that operator money, you know? What do you think?
So basically, Dave does not have a wad of cash. That's exactly what you're getting from this. So Dave have a certain amount of money, right? What I'm getting from Dave is that he's trying to play bigger D, okay, with Anthony. And I would not advise that. Don't make Amber take you up his square to be doing this, where I said that Dave is simping. To try to go buy a house cash. In other words, take all the cash you have, sink it in the house, and then say, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to pull equity out as I'm done. But she's married at the same point. If she wasn't married, but understand, you know, she's single and, you know, but then again, buy a house for a single woman, crazy. But hey, it's Dave, he's doing what he's doing. I wouldn't do it. Them say I'm a big dog, but he'll do it. Which is, you know, is what it is. It's crazy. But nonetheless,
It makes sense, Dave. I mean, yeah, I guess it would make the process a little bit easier.
Okay.
So, yeah, if this is really what you want to do.
This is really what I want to do. This is really what I want to do.
are you sure that's really what you want to do? Okay. You know what? Let's pull up our good old friend, ChatGPT for a little. All right. I've accepted the fact that when it comes to Amber fans, I cannot assist, right? I realize that you don't need my assistance. And, you know, as far as you're concerned, as long as Dave is simping and giving Amber a house and you feel good in the moment, that's great for y'all. But for the other people of the audience who basically are looking at this and are wondering, can you actually do that? Would you actually do that? Let's check into it. So let's say the home costs $5 million. At the $5 million purchase price, the risk becomes substantially more serious because the amount at stake is large enough that the transaction is likely to receive significant scrutiny if it becomes relevant to divorce. Assuming your plan is to take out $5 million loan or borrow the funds, you purchase the $5 million home in cash. You put both names, and I'm just giving $5 million. I don't know how much the house costs. You put both your name and your divorcing wife's name on the deed. You then refinance the property. and you use the refinancing proceeds to repay the money you borrowed. She is still legally married, and her Georgia divorce is pending. What I would be most concerned about, her husband could challenge her ownership interest. See that? See that? If she's placed on the deed while she's still married, her ownership interest could become an issue in the divorce. That doesn't not automatically mean that her husband owns half of your interest. Don't mean that. But he could argue that the interest is subject to equitable division or that the transaction has a marital component. The $5 million transaction could be heavily scrutinized. $5 million purchase price, followed by a refinance in a major, financial transaction. If the divorce attorneys learns about it, they could examine where the $5 million came from, who borrowed the money, who actually paid for the house, why her name was placed on the deed, whether her husband contributed any money. Well, we know him not contribute any. Whether marital assets were used, we know that's not what it is. Whether the property was intended as a gift, whether the transaction was designed to affect the divorce. This is what I'm coming from here. Refinance doesn't necessarily eliminate ownership. Suppose you purchase a house for $5 million and both names are on the deed. You later refinance for $5 million and use the proceeds to repay your original loan. You may have recovered your original capital, but she could still own interest in the house. The refinancing doesn't necessarily undo the ownership interest. So those are pieces for that. So let's see the recommendations. And I'm just giving you some recommendations that are being pinpointed here. For a transaction this large, I would not proceed based solely on a general legal advice. Before you borrow or transfer any money, I would have your own Georgia real estate attorney review the deed and refinancing structure. Your own attorney review whether the transaction could expose you to claims from her husband. Her divorce attorney determine whether the transaction needs to be disclosed in her divorce. A tax attorney or a CPA analyze the gift tax and income tax consequences. A written co-ownership if you will be both owners on it. Bottom line is this, friends. Look, at the end of the day, the bottom line on it is this. This is simping. This is high level simping from Dave. Dave is bending over backwards. This is exactly what Anthony did by paying $250 for what he paid $250 for. So again, we have the same scenario. When y'all say Anthony was broke before the marriage, he wasn't broke. He just have a certain portion of money and that's about it. Dave is the same. Dave have a certain amount of money. If he buys the house, he still needs operating cash. You hear that? Him still need operating cash. What if this gets tied up in divorce and them can't refinance the house because the ownership interest gets challenged? Then what? Then Dave is owed some cash, just like Anthony was owed some operating cash. He would own things, but he wouldn't have the operating cash. Do you see the scenario? Do you see the setup? Or I guess O'Neill is hating again. Proceed.
It's been good. I see the real estate has been good as well, huh?
I mean, real estate's going well. I'm showing a lot of houses. I'm selling a lot of houses, so I can't complain. Business is going well for you too.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. But business, you know why I called you, right?
Why?
For one, I know you're the woman for the job. I know you could get it done. But also, I wanted you to get commission.
Oh, that's what it's about. You wanted me to get the commission? So, I mean, thank you, I guess.
Come, why are you acting like that? That's gonna be a good commission. No?
I mean, yeah, but
Okay.
I guess, yes, you're right. Thank you for thinking of me in some way.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, listen, it sounds like you have a plan. I think
I
I can
do.
help you execute it.
I do have a plan.
right.
And yeah, I think the cash option, I think that'll be perfect. So have her name on the deed. Thing will flow a little bit more smooth.
Well, let's do it. Let's make it happen. You ready?
Yes. I appreciate you again taking time out, showing me this beautiful house.
Anything for you.
This is definitely my style. This is
All right. Well, hey, can't say we didn't say what we said. Like I said, I wouldn't do it, and I asked the question inside the chat. How many women would basically buy a house? You're dating a married man, which y'all say on a date married man, but I'm saying you're dating a man that's married. He's broke. Well, him not have enough money. So him getting married. Him getting a divorce. And I ask you the question, would you put his name on the deed while he's going through a divorce? You know, a lot of people, 11% of people says, of course. Where do I sign? 89% of people says no, they wouldn't do it. But I'm just showing you how people have gotten so crazy these days that them don't even care about monies, but when them lose the money, them complain that, somebody gift them. Anyways, like, share, comment, subscribe. Talk to you soon.